Picture this. You're the CEO of an upcoming custom PC building company. Over the past 5 years, you've grown your team and you've found an incredibly loyal market on the streaming platform Twitch. You came up with a unique promotional strategy to stream every PC build live. And with it comes hundreds of thousands of followers and free promotion from other streamers. It's genius. And as a way to give back to your community, you decide to run a giveaway. One of your lucky ambassadors will be given a high-end gaming PC for free, and you'll be choosing the winner live. The anticipation grows. Hundreds of people pile into the stream to see who is going to be picked. What could possibly go wrong? This video was made possible by YoursApp. Learn more about them at the end of the video. Let me get you introduced to Noah Katz, the CEO of Artesian Builds. He started the company in late 2017, then called Artesian Future Technology, to take advantage of the great crypto craze. Noah sold professional mining rigs for people wanting to enter the wildly volatile field of cryptocurrency mining. This venture was pretty successful, with Noah selling over 65 units in the months of December 2017 and January 2018. Prices on these units ranged anywhere from around $2,000 all the way up to $10,000. Not a bad little business. He reached mainstream attention when in mid-2018, The Verge reported on his issues selling cryptocurrency-related products through payment services such as Stripe and PayPal. However, due to the difficulties of selling these products, as well as the decrease in demand, Noah expanded his market into gaming PCs in 2019. But as a newcomer in any space, especially one as oversaturated as PC building, fresh companies can find it hard to differentiate themselves from their competition. Why would consumers purchase PCs from you instead of someone far more reputable with thousands, if not tens of thousands of orders backing them up? One way to get yourself out there would be to get influencers to promote you, and that's exactly what Noah did. He ended up signing a bunch of small Twitch streamers and other content creators to his ambassador program in the early days of the company. However, it just simply was not enough to facilitate the orders that he needed to grow. So, Noah came up with a genius idea. For every build that was ordered, he would boot up Twitch and stream the entire building process from start to finish. It would be an unrivaled level of service and customization. People could see the build taking place live, and in a sphere where gaming is already so popular, it made for the perfect combination. Noah began streaming his builds on Twitch in May of 2020, and although growth on Twitch was slow at first, people eventually began to take notice. By October of 2020, Artesian Builds had amassed over 20,000 followers on Twitch. With these increases in sales, the company could afford to take on some more prominent influencers and promote their brand to a wider audience. Streamers such as Nick Merckx, Pestily, and the entire OTK crew were signed to their ambassador program, and some even received free PCs in exchange for promotion, with one of the most notable being Miskif. Growth would skyrocket over the coming year, and by October of 2021, Artesian Builds had amassed over 220,000 followers on Twitch. As part of their promotion, Artesian Builds also ran fairly frequent giveaways where they would build and send out a PC to one of their ambassadors for free. In theory, this is quite a nice thing to do, and it shows some humanity behind the company itself, that they're appreciative of their partners and that they value their ambassadorship. During these giveaway streams, a random ambassador would be chosen from the list and they would build the PC on the stream. What could go wrong? Well, it turns out that with all this newfound success, Noah Katz, the CEO of Artesian Builds, started to develop a bit of an ego. You see, with all these PC building streams, Noah had come from being an executive, the one usually out of the spotlight, to becoming an influencer, and one that was wholly unprepared for the stardom. Being unprepared is not an uncommon thing, and many people have a bit of an ego when they first gain significant fame. It's a pretty normal part of the process. But the way that ego manifests itself is the truly important thing. And for Noah, it embodied itself in one of the greatest displays of arrogance that Twitch had ever seen.
2K followers is under my threshold. 3 days ago is within my threshold. Long streams, which is good. And Artesian Builds, diff panel. See if you have redeeming qualities. Could be international. No, not international. America. Cheap shipping. All followers combined, still under 5K, even across multiple socials. I was trying to be generous. That's a tough one. Let's go into the analytics dashboard. This really kills the energy of the drawing process, but it's very important. Oh, and there's the reroll. Here's the reason, chatter babies. This person has 3 months of ambassadorship and not a single click. Not a single click. Not even once. Purged. This is an ambassador giveaway, and you've got to be collaborating with my company to get my free computers. Sponsored by Intel. Thanks, Intel. Let the games commence.
What a terrible look. Despite all of this, I do understand Noah's point that he doesn't want to just give a PC away to someone that won't utilize it, or to someone that hasn't done any promotion for his brand whatsoever. However, there are so many more ways that he could have handled this that didn't involve publicly naming, shaming, and humiliating his own ambassador on stream. But Noah didn't just do this to Kia, he also did it to several other ambassadors where he pulled up their names and pretty much just roasted them.
And the winner is potentially this next person. This has become the roast of previous and current affiliates and people, but not intended. Yeah, that's going to be a follow count. It's a bit too low there. Check out their overall production. Yeah, highly inactive with a low following. Next up, this is actually kind of more fun because it does get you guys quite a lot of visibility, and there's some lovely folks you can totally go and follow. Get them up there in the future. They are not out of the program. They're just not going to get free computers out of it. That is for our topmost ambassadors. They are streaming, but not like once or every other week or so.
Every other week? Twice a month?
Yeah, it depends. Maybe sometimes twice in a day, but then not reliably. And unfortunately, the follower count is extremely flat. Yeah, no, that's a no. Less than 1 follower gained per day. That's going to be a no. Showing very low activity ratings.
Just to remind you, this was supposed to be a giveaway stream where Noah was supposed to lift these people up and make them feel good about being ambassadors for Artesian Builds. However, all these people got in return was the CEO of the company saying that they just weren't good enough. People were also frustrated due to a lack of transparency. It seemed that Noah made up the rules for the giveaway as he went. No one was even told that there were eligibility criteria. The only thing people knew was that it was an ambassador giveaway. If you need to put some criteria in place, that's fine, but make it clear before you start pulling names out randomly. The bad optics moments just don't stop there, because at one point during the stream, Noah just went on an unprompted and very confusing Joker rant that I think you should just listen to.
You scratch our backs, we shine your shoes. You make us a handmade leather belt, we give you a new hat. It's mutualism in nature. Remora on the belly of the shark. We want to work together, but can't afford to give away epic multi-$1,000 free PCs, partially sponsored by Intel and Pixio. Thanks so much, you guys are great. Epic free PCs to just any old body. We give you the tools, the technology, the trust to work with us and refer folks to buy Artesian Builds systems. Some of you are normal and make a few referrals. Some of you don't make any. Some of you are Braythorns. You people deserve the best.
Kia posted the clips of Noah berating her to Twitter in justifiable anger, and it didn't take long for the community to start turning on Artesian Builds, and particularly CEO Noah Katz, with Kia's tweet amassing tens of thousands of likes. However, just to be clear, while what Noah did was definitely a very bad look and not at all excusable, some of these tweets that Kia made were very inflammatory and sometimes just completely incorrect. Like in one of them, she says that Noah's comments were slander and defamation of her stream and herself as a person, which is obviously not true. I understand that in her anger, she may have not used the right words, but regardless, I think I should just clear it up. Predictably, a lot of Artesian Builds' direct competitors started to respond to Kia's tweet, offering PC parts, care packages, and even full PC builds. The outpouring of support from the community was truly immense. And on the other end of this, Artesian Builds were being bombarded with people calling the company unprofessional, calling the CEO an egomaniac, and demanding that they give Kia her PC. It didn't take long for Artesian to respond to the backlash in a Twitter thread, and honestly, it just was not very good. Hey Twittersphere, I'm really sorry for the way we did parts of the giveaway today. We've given a lot of people a lot of awesome free tech, and that's not going to stop. If you want to talk, I'm here. That's kind of the point of being live so much. Everyone in the affiliate/ambassador program is eligible to get awesome free stuff and earn money from referrals. It costs nothing to join. You can always go and chat with me live on Twitch. I talked for a long time about being transparent about everything. It's live after all. There's no filter. There's no PR team. There's just us. You can get a cake or a new SSD. And remember, we give back 100% of what we earn on Twitch to upgrade builds and do giveaways. No other company is doing it this way, and it's not the easiest way. The easy way is to not be there for you. But I've been there for years, and I haven't done much of anything else. I love interacting with you all, and I feel terrible that anyone didn't enjoy that process today. Please feel free to share ideas on how to improve. Noah. Like, this is just pretty tone deaf. He opens up this non-apology talking about all the free tech he's given away. He talks about all the money you can earn, and then he says his actions were just him being transparent and having no filter. Then he fluffs up his feathers again, saying that he's the only company doing it this way, then asks for ideas on how to improve. Like he couldn't just read any of the discourse and realize that the reason people were upset was because of the way he talked down to his ambassadors. However, despite these flaws with this response, Noah still seemed relatively open to conversation. But behind the scenes, his attitude was a lot different. In leaked internal Slack messages sent to his employees, Noah says that the ambassador giveaway is a pure gift to give them free stuff. We cannot afford to give free stuff to people that have done nothing to grow our brand. He also partially blamed his employees for the mishap, saying, "That list was chock full of humiliating inactives. I asked for the purging, I was met overwhelmingly with silence." After this complete shit show, Noah came out with another statement around 24 hours later. And this time, he actually took some responsibility and apologized directly to Kia, the person that was actually affected by his actions. From the office of the Chief Executive Officer. During last evening's livestream, I made a statement that has affected and hurt Kia Pia. I take full accountability and sincerely apologize for how my statement has hurt Kia Pia as a viewer and participant in supporting Artesian. Due to updated giveaway guidelines which were not in alignment for this giveaway, I made the wrong decision to not provide the giveaway prize to the rightful winner, Kia Pia. This action does not reflect the values of Artesian. The statements I made regarding the updated giveaways guidelines were made under the wrong circumstance and were in no way appropriate. We would like to be able to provide new guidelines in the future that will allow everyone to participate in all and any giveaways. The statement made regarding our viewers does not align with the values at Artesian Builds. I apologize for how this has hurt our community. At Artesian, we take great pride in giving our 100% every day to provide a friendly and fun service to all viewers and customers. But in this instance, I have failed not only our viewers, customers, and ambassador, but also my team and the values of our brand. During this time, I will commit my full attention to create a new guideline that will reflect on Artesian Builds' values to fully support all of our viewers and customers to allow each person the platform to create and grow. Thank you for all your ongoing support and continuation to provide me with personal feedback to grow. To Kia Pia, as well as any other streamers of any size that were impacted by my lack of sensitivity, I sincerely apologize for hurting you in the process. To all of my ambassadors, thank you for your ongoing support. This brand would not be here without your support all these years. I truly apologize for the hurt that this has caused you. Noah Katz, CEO. This was certainly a major improvement from their first response, and it really shows in the comments to this tweet, because most people didn't really have anything else to say other than just replying with L. Everyone also continued bombarding Artesian Builds, demanding that they give Kia her PC. However, they had already contacted her, offering the PC, and she rejected them, which was probably the best move. I don't know why you would want to accept a PC from a company whose CEO publicly berated you on a live stream to hundreds, if not thousands of people. This was probably the time where Artesian Builds should have stayed silent on social media and implemented those promised changes in the background. A lot of wounds heal with time, and it probably would have only taken 2 weeks for the public to move on from this drama. But Noah continued to go on damage control mode, and he posted a video apology to the Artesian Builds Twitter account just an hour and a half later, with some of the worst audio I've ever heard in my life. This video just gave off some strange vibes. You can clearly tell he was faking a deep voice and pretending to be all somber. The whole thing was just pretty uncomfortable to watch overall.
Last night on our platform on Twitch, a platform that many amazing creators helped me to create in no small part, I glossed over a few amazing creators in a PC giveaway, and I absolutely should not have done that. And I did it in a stupid way, really stupid way. I'm extremely sorry about that. Kia, Strawberry, Protege, and any others who are hurt by this, I would not intend that for you ever. So sorry. It's not how anyone should be treated. A platform capable of building people up. They're going to use that platform going forward to do an even better job of building people up, never tearing them down. It will not happen again.
There's also an amazing moment where he does a big sigh of regret before announcing that any ambassador will be eligible to win future giveaways.
So going forward, any ambassador is eligible to win the PCs. Any ambassador at all. Right back to the rules that we had in place before. I don't really do videos like this a lot. I don't really know what to say. I'm extremely sorry, and I wouldn't want to have been treated that way. Stupid. Super stupid. I won't do it again. I'm an influencer, but I'm also an executive, and those boundaries can get blurred. I know what to do. We will do better. Thank you for your patience, and we hope to create amazing things together real soon.
In the meantime, many of Artesian's partners were dropping them left, right, and center. Nick Merckx was the first streamer to react to this shortly after the Artesian giveaway clip went viral.
Saw the stuff on Twitter today for sure. You know, we are partnered with Artesian Builds. You guys know that. I mean, point blank, without beating around the bush, what, you know, the homie said on that stream, the way that he did it was very, very weird. You know, very odd and very weird. I don't think anybody's going to watch that and think anything good of it. You know, I don't like it. All right. Very simply put, I don't like it, nor do I want to support that and be a part of that.
The following day, Intel Gaming themselves, like the actual Intel, tweeted out a message saying that they valued inclusivity and did not agree with the recent negative comments directed towards small streamers. They said that they were reaching out to relevant parties to address the situation. 20 minutes later, the streamer Pestily also tweeted that effective immediately, he would no longer be associated with Artesian Builds. Around 24 hours later, streamer group OTK also announced that they had parted ways with Artesian. Shortly after, Mizkif went live to address the drama.
You may not notice this by now, but this is pretty much just going to say OTK from now on because we don't have any sponsors. Yesterday, we could not say anything. A 15-year-old's going to believe that we should have had that all set in stone, right? There's legality issues. There's a lot of legal things that go into the chat. This is not some simple thing that we could figure out. We're not just like one person, you know? It's not like I'm just sponsored by Artesian. The whole org is sponsored by Artesian. It's a much more legal thing. Lawyers were involved and things had to be done. We had to make sure we went through the proper process in order to make sure that we cover our asses because we want to make sure that we don't get sued. Half the comments are about me and my PC. I will fully let you know that, yeah, my PC was just garbage. I cannot believe that that PC was sent to me the way it was. It was an absolute garbage shit PC. Nothing was right with it. I wish I could have said this forever ago. I absolutely hated that PC. I don't understand how they made that PC. and thought it was okay to ship it to me. But the thing is, chat, you can't really say a lot of these things or do a lot of things when you're in, it's legality issues. They took my PC, they gutted it, and they put it in here, and they changed some parts because it was just such a bad PC.
Obviously, all of this did not help to win the public over to Artesian's side, and a few days later, they deleted all of their apologies from their social media. Shortly afterwards, the Artesian Builds Twitter account posted that they were examining a potential employee-led buyout of the company. In the meantime, hundreds and hundreds of orders were being cancelled due to the backlash of the giveaway stream. Within the first 24 hours after that stream, Artesian Builds issued over $100,000 in refunds and $300,000 by the end of that week. One of the customer service representatives alleged that Noah personally asked him to stop issuing refunds, claiming that he was instructed by his legal counsel to do so. And on the 7th of March, Noah fully froze the company's bank accounts, meaning that they could no longer issue refunds or purchase any new parts at all. This meant that there were potentially hundreds of orders that would never be shipped out, essentially scamming people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even though the state of the company was up in the air, throughout all this time, the website still allowed people unaware of the drama to place orders. All of those people would never see their system. Apparently, Noah had been ghosting everyone when asked for more information or clarification on the freezing of the bank accounts, until he finally updated the team the following day, saying, "Hi folks, this past week has been a difficult and chaotic time for everyone here. While I have been working around the clock to help stabilize the situation, I would now like to share an update to the team about where we are. At this time, we are continuing to seek support for Artesian Builds so that we can restart the order flow and continue to ship awesome PCs, which will help us recover from the current situation. As it was the weekend, important conversations are slated for the coming week and have not yet occurred. For now, the company will continue to fulfill existing orders from stock on hand to the best of our ability. We will have more to say in the coming days." I'll just remind everyone that all of this was perfectly preventable. Even though in the short term, the company may have suffered, they could have taken steps to make things right and restored trust in their customers again. However, due to terrible leadership and an arrogant CEO, it seemed that the company was always doomed to fail. According to former employees, Artesian Builds had not been running to full efficiency and was having problems for many months prior to the big controversy. In a sense then, the controversy was just hastening the inevitable death of the company. But this quick demise was totally unexpected for the unprepared CEO, and it left him no other option but to cease operation immediately. Hello everyone. As I mentioned yesterday, I've been spending the past week working relentlessly across many areas on the back end, attempting to secure the vital funding necessary to sustain company operations. While that process is continuing, I have an important announcement to share. Effective immediately, Artesian is imposing a full freeze on all business financial activities. To ensure fair treatment of everyone involved with Artesian, including customers, creditors, and employees, Artesian is undergoing a financial analysis by outside counsel for reorganization purposes and is freezing all payments of any kind pending the recommendations made by counsel. Sadly, as part of this freeze, all employment for all employees is suspended, effective immediately and until further notice. Artesian hopes that it can reverse these layoffs in the future, but at this time, Artesian simply cannot continue employing anyone until the outside analysis is fully completed. We do not have any further information to share at this time, but expect to learn more by the end of March. I want to sincerely thank every single one of you on this talented team for the hard work and dedication that you brought to this company. If financing does come, then we can potentially get back in action. We'll see. Because of one completely inept CEO, 40 to 60 employees were laid off with no warning and nowhere to go. The company's official Twitter account also posted a similar message saying that outside counsel was looking at reorganizing the company, also adding that Artesian was open to assistance/investment. But I'm not really sure investors saw much promise in Artesian Builds. All of the finances of the company weren't in good shape even before the controversy, and now this extra burden on top would make it very difficult for any investor to see any sort of ROI in the near future. We can only assume that these ventures didn't go too well for Noah, because a month and a half later, Artesian Builds officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the state of California. Essentially, this means that Noah can no longer be held responsible for any outstanding debts that were incurred during the company's existence. It also means everyone that asked for a refund will never receive it, and any outstanding orders that people were waiting for will never be fulfilled. Within the bankruptcy filing itself, it shows that Artesian owed $450,000 to two PC part sellers, as well as having over $200,000 in credit card debt. In addition to this, there's unpaid overtime and holiday pay for employees that will never receive it, as well as a whopping $1.37 million in unfulfilled orders. As a result of this bankruptcy filing, everyone with a stake in Artesian Builds, including customers with unfulfilled orders, were sent emails or physical letters. They had to register their interest to be a creditor in the company before June the 1st, when all the assets would be liquidated and paid out. As a result, some people who paid several $1,000s for their PCs may only receive several hundred as part of the payout. The only option for these people then is to charge back on the card that they used to purchase the PC with, claiming it as a fraudulent transaction. However, not even this is a foolproof solution. Just scrolling through Twitter, you can see multiple people who opened a dispute for the Artesian Builds transaction, but the bank actually ended up siding with Artesian. Just to remind you, this is a company that had been closed for months and even filed for bankruptcy. I do hope that this is only the minority of the cases, but it still means that many, many people will never see their PC or the money that they paid for it. On June the 17th, Artesian Builds announced on Twitter that they will be auctioning off all remaining assets to pay out to their creditors. The auction took place on the 21st of June and included all inventory from their two locations: 43 partially built PCs, 413 cases, 360 CPUs, 359 PSUs, 219 RAM kits, 283 coolers, 167 SSDs and hard drives, 59 graphics cards, and 346 motherboards. But these parts weren't just being sold individually, they were actually sold as two lots, one for each location. So these theoretical buyers had to be willing to fork out hundreds of thousands of dollars for an entire lot, rather than individuals who could have purchased a handful of parts. I actually think selling all of it as one lot greatly devalued the inventory. If Artesian had sold off everything individually, they could have gotten way more money for everything, which would have meant more money to pay out to their creditors. One former Artesian partner, Rami, even saw his fully completed PC that was built on stream among the inventory photos. His community had actually donated money to the stream to upgrade the build, and it was now being auctioned off as part of the bankruptcy. And it isn't just this one. Artesian also auctioned off other fully completed PCs the customers had already paid for, but that the employees didn't get to ship due to the rapid freeze of all business activities. Artesian is also selling their business and domain names as well as their registered trademark. Not that anyone would want them after the reputation the company made for itself. And in a frankly bizarre move, the company is also auctioning off all customer information from the past 3 years, including email addresses and mailing addresses. This is certainly ethically questionable at best, and the sale is actually subject to approval by the court, citing consumer privacy. They're also selling their list of approximately 1,000 influencers, including names and emails. I can't imagine that any of this information is going to be used for the right reasons once it's sold off. And all of this happened because of one arrogant CEO and mistake after mistake. Noah Katz wanted to become an influencer. In all of his Twitch streams, he was the center of attention. But being an influencer and being a CEO require two completely different skill sets, and most people just do not have what it takes to pull both of them off. It's very clear to me that Noah lost sight of the original goal: to create amazing PCs with quality parts.
And then in general, I want to really streamline the PC building marketplace. And I've been reaching out all over the country to local builders. And sort of my aim with the business is to have local builders who could build custom computers, custom desktops for folks all over the country, eventually the world. I think there's a real lack of high quality hardware out there. There's plenty of hardware. There's not a lot of expertise. There's not a lot of customization available for those that want it on a person-to-person basis.
Because of Noah's poor leadership and management, Artesian was doomed to fail even before the controversy. A former head of strategy for Artesian Builds said that even back in 2021, the company was incredibly unproductive and overstaffed. He tried to approach the CEO about these issues on many separate occasions, but Noah took everything as a personal attack. Apparently, there was a real lack of leadership and organization, and it was because Noah wanted to micromanage everything. All of this led to an argument where the head of strategy and 2 other executives told Noah that Artesian needed to lower its costs. The next day, the head of strategy was fired from the company after just 7 weeks in the job. And a year later, things haven't changed. Because of one man's excessive stubbornness, it cost him his position, his company, his status, and any future in the online space. And because of his actions, it not only affected him, but also the 40 to 60 employees of Artesian, as well as hundreds of customers that would never receive their system. Some would argue that this consequence far outweighs the crime, and I would tend to agree. Being an asshole CEO doesn't mean you should lose your livelihood. But the most important thing is to make things right, and Noah had too much pride to even attempt that. Instead, he threw in the towel, and now his name and his company will be in the Internet Hall of Shame forever. But will this be a lesson learned? We'll have to wait and see what he does next. Well, after that rollercoaster of a story, I think we all need to take a breather and relax, which is why I've partnered with Yours App for today's video. Yours App is the destination for well-being and mindfulness, with content customized and tailored for you. Whether you want to sleep better, manage stress, or just relax, it has everything that you might need. And they're offering John Swan viewers a huge discount of 60% off the yearly plan using code JOHN. With a lot of the research I do for videos, topics can often get pretty heavy, and sometimes you just step away from the computer feeling icky and gross. As I'm sure you can imagine, all of this can gradually take a toll on you, and I've used Yours App over the past few weeks to clear my head and reset at the end of the day. The psychology videos have been particularly helpful to me. The app is filled with a huge library of ever-expanding self-care content, including music, sleep stories, breathing clocks, educational videos, mindfulness exercises, and so much more. There's truly something for everyone. So to take advantage of this exclusive 60% discount off a yearly plan of Yours App, click the link in the description or use code JOHN. Checking out Yours App directly supports the channel, so I would appreciate it if you gave it a look. Thanks again to Yours App for partnering with me. And thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.